Okay, so for this current sprint, I've been working on enabling a diver to view all current artifacts that have been retrieved. I've still been working on the player being able to retrieve these facts in order to correctly answer uh, the current questions. I've also modified in the main panel view, on the main menu panel, an extra password field um, to add a little bit more feature to that view. I've also set up a database in a server that connects to NetBeans now. And I've also created just like a testing database application that basically shows querying how you can select certain information from the database. So for my just running my program now, I will show you what it looks like now. So currently I have these two buttons disabled. So by the end of my project, I will want to be able to successfully enable these buttons and sync it up to the username, the player successfully entering a correct username and password for the buttons to automatically be enabled. But at this point right now, I'm able to input like, just something random and input a password, and now the buttons are automatically disabled just depending on the length of the text fields that are inputted by the player. For the interaction I have so far, I just added a um, J label just for the artifacts that can pop up at the top once the user interacts with the hidden artifact. But so far right now, I just have it to where when the user interacts with the hidden artifact, the answer will show up at the bottom right here. So this is the actual artifact down here that will be displayed up here. And then when the user interacts with the hidden treasure, then once they enter the 71%, I should be able to click and get my treasure points. But I haven't I haven't finished implementing this feature yet, which shouldn't take that much time to do. And for the performance, it still looks pretty much the same right now. But I will show you what I've done in terms of an example database that I've used, and I will just show you the actual environment. So I just used a MAMP to connect NetBeans to this database. Um, and the two tables that I have so far is just the player um, table with just the account number, which is like, some random primary um, key, the actual username and the password field. And for my high score table, I just had the username, treasure points, and depth reached. So by the end of the game, or if the person gets to a certain depth or to a certain level, if they choose to exit the game, it will automatically just send the user username, treasure points, and depth to the database. So for further implementation, I just made sure everything still worked. There were a few bugs that I kept working on, or I kept making a little bit better. And for the and for the main menu panel, what I did to sync up how a user can like input the text field username and the password username, it's just all right here. So I just have if the text field length is greater than 0 and if the label is greater than 0, then I just automatically enable the buttons, which I just automatically disable when I create a new instance of the main menu panel. And I also created just a database example demo of how I'm going to be able to retrieve information and show it to the user, basically. So this is just a different database that I created just to make sure that everything works. And this database just has information already set up, so it just has like, inventory, basically mirrors just like a regular inventory database. And if I were to run this, then it would show me that I'm successfully able to show information from the database, update information, the pants from the database, and just show it again. I just wanted to, like, just step back and understand how I will be able to select information and update information using .SQL. And right here, I'll just show you the code. So I just like use a connection method, which basically connects to the database, connecting to MySQL. And I have just like a show table method, which will translate to showing the high score and showing the username and password. And I have like, something, this is a little bit more detailed, but I just wanted to show how I'm able to go into the database and update certain fields. So that's pretty much it. I'm definitely just working on fixing up the interaction between the user for level 1. So once I'm successfully finished with the interaction of retrieving the information and passing it back to the performance view and just accumulating the treasure points and everything like that, then I would have just a sound first level of the game, and then that'll basically help for the second and third level. And I think it'll be a lot easier after I just successfully finish up just the interaction of the first level.